Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Pro and Expert Division for the Neon City 9-hole Cup here in Golf Clash the game. This is a full 9 of the Milano, and in this playthrough you will see me play with various wins, and I will try to explain in the best possible way how to play these holes. But have in mind that once the Neon City 9-hole Cup starts, you are only going to have tailwinds. That's the modifier what you have for this 9-hole cup, and this will be all from a very slight tailwind together with a lot of crosswind all the way up to straight tailwind. If you do enjoy the content here on the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. And for those that are looking for premium guides to improve your game even more, you can scan the QR code here on the screen, or you go directly via the link that is in the description down below, patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance information, elevation information, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. So the drive here, NMT, 1 top spin, and we're gonna use a 3 right spin here. You can play with any power 3 plus ball here. Doesn't have to be a king slayer, doesn't have to be a king maker. Use a power 4, power 5, just that you need the side spin 3. It's very important. Adjustment, max plus 10 P3, and then we're gonna apply 1.5 ball of curl to the right. Perfect ball it is. And we are bouncing on the fairway over the rough and getting ourselves into a very nice position now for the second shot. Second shot, we're playing with the Hornet, and we're gonna do a pin check here, or we're gonna check rings long, so to speak, or rings short from pin check, so is what we can call it. This time we are 2 rings short from +1, and we're gonna do 3 top spin, 1 left spin. Now we're looking to be just before the glitch. You see that little glitch there, that just before that position, very important. And now from +0 it's gonna be 88% slider with a -10% elevation, P3 numbers, and we're in this case going to deduct 0.2 from that, as we're 2 rings short of plus yardage. Center the ball and hit perfect. And there we go. Bounce into the rough, rolls down onto the green, getting it dead center for a lovely hole-in-one. No, not hole-in-one, lovely eagle on hole number 1. Absolute brilliant shot here on hole number 2. We start with a katana, and we're gonna go max backspin, half a bar for left spin. And katana is beautiful in the sense of that we find minimum distance with the power 2 ball. Pack the sniper to easier find min line. You can here play with ball that is win 2, win 3, or win 4. That's up to you to decide what you wanna play, but drops has been made with all those wind resistant ball types. Now, pull twice over bullseye is what we would like to do, and the adjustment is going to be minimum distance plus 30 power 2 ball settings. Center the ball and hit perfect. The katana is a small ball, it's tough to center that one properly. Do your best, and you're going to see yourself having a good chance here for a drop on hole number 2. Bounce into the rough and roll down onto the green, getting that one to drop right side of the cup for the hole-in-one here on hole 2. On the drive, we start at the top of +24 with our Apocalypse level 8. And once we have done that, we're gonna apply spin. 2 right spin and 5.8 top spin. I'm actually gonna do this after I made the adjustment. Didn't know that, but that's what I'm gonna do. Now, adjustment max plus 10 P5. And pushing up 8 rings with our Apocalypse level 8. Obviously, it's different push up for for the different clubs. 2 right and 5.8 topspin. And then we're gonna go full blast overpower with a slightly slower needle. You can use a different power fireball if you like, but the needle will either be more shaky if you do have more wind resistance. If you have less wind resistance, obviously it's gonna be a slightly slower needle. I think Berserker is a perfect ball for this occasion. Gets it nicely out on the fairway, and that's 427 yards. Now for the second shot, I'm going to go with a pin check first, which is +6. Now we're gonna have in mind that we do have 1.5 bar backspin applied here. The goal here is to find half of the red ring on the green and the rest on the fringe, and then whatever backspin that gets a ball guideline to be just to the hole or just short of the hole is better to have been said. Then we do have +7. We're gonna play +7 as a 48% slider with a 20% elevation P5 numbers, and then we are adding or subtracting 0.1 from there. So here I'm subtracting 0.1 to the adjustment and getting this ball to drop nicely here on hole number 3. Hole number 4, we add the spin first, 2.5 backspin, and now we're gonna look for the green / inner ring to be just by the edge of the rough line. Zoom in so you can see that there. If you want to, you rather want to overlap slightly than have a slight gap. That's kind of my thought process there. Ball guideline is through the hole, and now we're gonna favor 1159 with our pull. And the goal here now is obviously to look at what wind angle we have combined with doing the correct adjustment. 1 to 1 plus 0.5 is the adjustment here, and in this angle we're going to call for 2 clicks of right curl. This is going to be one of the angles that we do have in the guide, but obviously to get the other angles, to get more detailed and a premium product, you do go and get the guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, or you scan the QR code on the side here on the screen. Bounces into the rough nicely and rolls and get that shot dead center. Lovely hole in one here on hole number 4. So we're getting ourselves on hole number 5 playing with the big topper. It's not often that we do play with the big topper, but when we do, it's often a very fun time in my opinion. Now centered on to the pad here, which is very important, and big topper 7 is going to be playing from the top of +12 yard mark. When it comes to the other big topper, especially in a lower level, you're gonna have to push up a little bit to find middle of the pad, and if that happens, then you're gonna have to push up that amount, you're gonna have to push that amount up after your adjustment. Max no elevation P3, max top spin, 1 right spin, and then we're gonna play with 1 ring of overpower. Bounces nicely onto the pad, into the rough, and it will roll out on the fairway, and now we're gonna have a very nice and easy time to get ourselves an eagle. Second shot is easy, I would call it, because it's a straight wind. Either you go a regular EB school with no elevation and play that 1 P3 numbers as we're playing with a P3 ball, or you're playing with a max top spin EB school for those entering a level 7 or level 8, which is a minus 35% elevation P2 numbers as we're playing with a P3 ball. Center the ball and hit perfect. Dead center, and I didn't expect anything else here on hole number 5. Take your game to the next level with our ultimate tournament text guide for expert and master division. The best guides on the market that gives you detailed information on how to play the holes with the wins that will be presented in the tournament. Have in mind that when it comes to signing up for our 9-hole cup guides, you get access to both divisions. So if you have the intention to try out Master or try out Expert, then you can do so day 1, and then you can switch the division and still have guide for that on day 2. Now for this Final Cup, we are also having a longer strike competition, 1 competition for Expert and 1 for Master, that will be active for anyone that do have an active Patreon package with us. Scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link patreon.com/goldclashtommy that is in the description down below. Sign up and start improving your game today. Start with the quarterback to find the landing position easier here. You can see here I'm looking to have the left side of the yellow ring to be at the top of +11. Once we have found that spot, switching to the big topper and sniper bag. It doesn't matter really what big topper you, not really, but doesn't matter what big topper you have, because the big topper is still going to be in range for that. And then we're gonna make an adjustment. Adjustment is gonna be max +10 P3. And we're gonna then play when outside wall left curl. Great ball it is, but yeah, it doesn't really matter, as a great ball is actually fine, even though it's dangerous. I would say a great right is a little bit more safe than what a bad great left would be, and obviously a perfect. Getting to 348 is nice. Second shot being played with the sniper. We're playing from drive yardage, as we're playing a complete linear way on this hole. So no spin, top of the red ring by the rough line, and we are going to play from 347 yards is our base, which is 20% elevation, P3 numbers, yeah, then we're gonna deduct 0.1 here as we drove to 348. Adjustment is done, center the ball and hit perfect, and this is gonna be, in my opinion, a very good chance for a drop. There we go. And we're seeing it now to bounce into the rough, roll up onto the green, dead center from lovely Albatross here in hole number 6. Hole number 7, a grizzly NMT. That's not often you hear me say that, but this is a funny and really good shot. We're playing with 1 top spin and 2 left spin here, so I'm setting up the spins with a ball that do have those stats. And the reason I do that is to keep myself away from having any accidental side spin. Now, trying for a straight pull as good as possible, max +20, power 3, and then we're going to center the ball, apply whatever wind angle tweaks we do have in the guide, and hit perfect. Perfect ball, and we see it bounce on the fairway into the rough, roll up towards the green, getting it dropped for an amazingly good hole in one here on hole number 7. Here we play with an NMT. This is a shot that is for Apocalypse level 6 plus, and we're playing with a Luminary ball. Obviously you can play with a Wind 4 ball as well, but it needs to be power 5 and side spin 2. Adjustment is max +10 P5, and now pay close attention to how many rings you pull into overpower. This is 2.2 rings, and that's the amount of overpower we shall use. 1 ball left curl. And we are playing 7 top spin and 2 left spin. The idea here with this shot is to get the ball to bounce on the fairway up into the rough and roll out. Either with you get a glitch roll or with you get dead bounce, we have coverage for both for the second shot. On the second shot on hole 8, if we happen to get a glitch rollout from the rough, then we're gonna play rings from min. And that's gonna be with 2 backspin and 1 left, sorry, 2 left spin and 1 backspin. So we go to min line, we add the spins, and then we're pushing up the amount of rings needed to get the ball guideline to be just through the hole. In this video in particular, I'm playing 17 rings from min, which is then 17% slider with a 10% over adjustment, power 3 ball setting. So very simple all the way through here, and always pull over bullseye. That's super important. Pulling over the bullseye and getting myself the correct adjustment, and now we're only looking to do a perfect ball. There we go, perfect ball it is. Bounce on the fringe, up towards the green, and right at pin for a beautiful eagle here. And hole number 8 with a tough wind. If we do not get the glitch rollout from rough, then we're gonna have to play slightly different. We're gonna use a pin shake here instead, and we're gonna use 2 left spin and 1 back spin. So there's always the same spin for the second shot, regardless if it's rings from min or it is a normal bounce up shot. Here from +3 pin shake, we're playing 56% slider, +10% elevation, P3 numbers. Always pull over bullseye. Pulling over the bullseye is done. Center the ball and hit perfect, and we're gonna have a very good chance locking in an eagle here on hole number 8. Hole number 9, setting up with a quarterback at the top of +25, and then I'm swapping to Apocalypse and Catbag. That's actually a mistake, because my intention was to swap to the big topper and the Catbag, so I'm not really getting all the topspin that I want to have. So swap to big top and cat here for the most amount of topspin. Adjust max +20 P5, and then we're gonna play with half a ball of right curl, max overpower with a slow needle. The goal is to get the ball as far up the fairway on the other side possible. There we go. And once again, even though I do play with an Apocalypse, I'm not really getting the extra topspin that is needed. I'm still getting far enough at least so I can push myself to still getting an eagle. And that's actually good to have in the back of our minds if we make a mistake like this. For the second shot, using 2 left spin and 6 top spin as per default, and then we're gonna stretch out to look for the second bounce to be just before the rough, with the ball guideline pointing towards into the in between the brighter and the darker rough patch. Count the rings that you push into overpower if you happen to go short like this, because then you're going to push those rings up after the adjustment. Adjust this max +10 P5, and as I was 4 rings into overpower, I'm gonna push up 4 rings. Once that is done, we're gonna apply one ball left curl and 1 ring of overpower always. Here I would say, if you are uncertain about how much 1 ring is, rather use more than less here, because we do have some room to go a little bit more, because we are bouncing on the fairway into the rough, and then we want to roll out on the fairway pad here for an end bringer on our third shot. So for the third shot, we are looking to do an Endbringer school, and here we're gonna find the bullseye of our Endbringer to be centered on the fringe, and we're going to apply whatever backspin that is needed to get the ball guideline through holes. So we're measuring EB school wise already from the start, and then once we have found the position, we are going to make our adjustment, which is 10% elevation, and then whatever slider you estimate it will be. Adjustment is done, and then try to hit perfect ball here, and we'll have a very good chance for a drop. And I mean, this is going to be a tough one. Even though we do have a tailwind, it is nice in the end to get ourselves an eagle here and just move on. The albatross here, I don't really see that happen regardless of what drive you're playing and what situation you have for the second shot. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Pro and Expert Division for the Neon City 9-hole Cup here in Golf Clash the game. Have in mind that the playthrough you have seen wins that are not just a tailwind. This because I'm using older videos, but trying to then explain the different type of ways to play these holes of the Milano, because in the Neon City 9-hole Cup you will only have tailwind, and you will have tailwinds that is all from crosswind and a little bit of tailwind all the way up to straight tailwind. For those of you that are interested in premium guides and trying to improve your game even more, scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy via the link that is in the description down below. There you do have the possibility to improve your game in checkpoint challenge, tour play and tournament play. In the end here, I want to wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.